Long-term fans of the channel would probably be aware that I reviewed Kneecap back in 2021. They were in episode 10 of the original series of the Irish Rap Roundup. They were actually the first review on that episode. I always went out of my way to include Northern Irish rappers in that as like a political statement, showing people that I view these people as Irish. Now, there were some acts along the original Irish Rap Roundup that I feel like I showed more grace than was worthy. There's a couple of reviews on that are a lot more charitable than they should have been. And unfortunately, since I reviewed them back then and then they took off with the movie recently, I've been using that as bragging rights. I've been saying to people, I knew who these people were before you did. I was going to say the word recently. Recently some allegations came out about them, but apparently this has been going on for a while. People have been coming forward with their stories for a while. It only came to my attention there now when this guy on TikTok posted about it vaguely while he was talking about some other things. He essentially directed people towards the Instagram account of this lady who compiled a lot of the allegations into an Instagram story highlight. When you try search up the allegations, at least on TikTok, what you get is just someone talking into the camera. You don't get someone showing the stuff that's being alleged. That's my goal here, is I'm going to read through some of these posts just as a means of, I don't know, letting the story be known. I don't take great pleasure in doing this. I don't necessarily want to be the drama guy, the expose guy, but I do think it is important for this story to reach more people. Obviously, all of these allegations have yet to be proven in a court of law and are speculation on my behalf as to whether or not they are true. In my opinion, given the different accounts from so many different people, it paints a picture that it probably is true. Even just based on their lyrical content, they very much seem like party boys, frat energy, a very drug-centric content, which at one point in history, maybe 50, 60 years ago, it would have been a political statement to be on drugs. Whereas now it's just like baseless debauchery. Like that culture of partying and drinking and getting high with a group of other lads breeds this type of toxic masculinity that leads to the victimization of women. Kind of dancing around actually getting into the reading the posts because they are pretty horrible. When the member of Kneecap worked in the Cultureland, he allegedly masturbated over a sleeping co-worker at a party. Cultureland allegedly knew and told her to keep it quiet. The member allegedly sexually abused an ex while they were together. The member allegedly pissed all over a girl passed out at a party with the rest of the group cheering him on. And they specify this one could be incorrect. The member allegedly orally raped a girl in an alley near the SU. And this person is once again saying alleged. They're not claiming these are true facts. One of them assaulted a girl, and when the girl went to out them, they basically got her to shut up. This person says that they have this from reliable sources, including a close friend of the girl it happened to. They have multiple allegations, but it somehow stayed very hush-hush. Apparently a zine coming out about absolutely everything. I think Mowgli Bap is the main one. 2 of the members have sexually assaulted women. I personally know 2 of the girls, and the girls weren't the ones to out them. There seems to be a running joke within the members of Kneecap where if someone says something about, are you a rapper? They say, I'm the rapper, he's the raper. It sucks because obviously the message is great just from dickheads. Seeing as their music has been very surface level, I always had an inkling that some of their activism was a bandwagon jumping act. They saw another culture being the victim of colonial violence. Whether or not they related to that or thought this was a new angle for publicity, I don't know. It doesn't seem to have been reflected in their music that much that they had these pro-Palestine ideologies. It was more in the media, and you could say, is that a marketing ploy? One of them was apparently abusive and is continuing to harass a girlfriend. So here's a person who said that they made the raper joke to them. I also have a friend that Mowgli Bap sexually assaulted. A family member also told me that he raped their friend. So a friend's girlfriend woke up in her living room with Mowgli Bap standing over where her feet were, masturbating and looking at her. A lot of pressure from people to not talk about it. Would have been bad for the community. It's a fucking joke. That's a direct quote. Someone must have said that to her. The community? Fuck off. Who gives a fucking shit about the Irish rap community? Once you get to the point that you start sexually assaulting people numerous times, I think we can forget about the fucking community, sorry. This apparently happened in 2017/18. Someone saying that the Irish language community in Belfast is a lot more misogynistic than it lets on to be. The last one in that comment is what he did to me before Kneecap over 10 years ago. He's happy with this screenshot being shared. The victims seem to not want to get dragged through court as a result of all this. Which makes sense. Kneecap have made a whole thing about having a legal defense team and going to court over things they've done. I guess just fear of speaking out generally, fear of not being believed, fear of attempts of people to silence you. There's a story in which two members of Kneecap were essentially making physical sexualized hand gestures about her boobs. And this last screenshot in the story I think is great. I believe her at Kneecap. Fuck Kneecap. That's my favourite one. Women shouldn't fear backlash as a result of telling their stories, but that is the case, and it's understandable, the fact that they feel that way, seeing as women are discriminated against and downplayed by men. And it's just fucking horrible that the type of institutional misogyny, sexism that is in many other industries is now clearly a part of the Northern Irish rap scene. These guys are a bad reflection on everyone on this island who engages in hip-hop music, particularly since a lot of us use similar tactics, a lot of party boy frat energy in lyrics in Irish rap. It's like, at what point does it stop being just a character for the music, and what point does it start becoming reflective of who you actually are in real life? Obviously the screenshots have been on the video, so you can pause and read them all. I was just kind of trying to highlight certain parts of it that I thought were particularly gross, but that's partially the reason why I didn't read every single word from these as well, because it makes them even more gross, and I don't want to sit here and tell these fucking stories. As I said, you can go on to that lady's Instagram and check out the full things. But yeah, fuck Kneecap.